What's a day in the life of a Prime Minister? What's in a week? Since January, the office of the Prime Minister has been trying to answer this burning question for the Canadian public. Dubbed 24/7, the web series documents the weekly activities of Prime Minister Stephen Harper to provide an intimate, behind-the-scenes look. But observers like Ewald Friesen say that a candid politician is an oxymoron.
The problem with candid moments with politicians is that they're never candid, right? Like, they're never going to be. I think some politicians are much better at actually being extemporaneous and having, believable kind of interviews like that. I think Jack Layton particularly was very good at that, and he spoke through you, and or spoke through the camera and really sort of spoke to the audience.
What about public demand? Videos in the official YouTube channel average between a few hundred to several thousand views. Hugo Rodriguez is the president of the Canadian Association of Journalists. He says that considering most of Canada's 35 million people have internet access, these videos aren't making a splash.
The virality of a web video is proportionate to the size of the audience that might potentially be interested in it, right? If the highest number of watches on one of these videos has truly been 2,500, half of those are probably journalists, let's be honest, and or very interested members of the Conservative Party's inner circle.
Despite this, comments and ratings on 24/7 videos are disabled. To NDP Ottawa Centre MP Paul Dewar, the message is clear.
Well, I think what it says is that the Conservatives and the Prime Minister and his office aren't really interested in engaging Canadians. They more or less want to present their image, and they don't want to have a two-way conversation. They don't want to have the media asking tough questions.
To Friesen, these videos still have potential to improve the Conservatives' image in time for next year's election.
The challenge is to actually make them look candid. Yeah. I think the challenge is to have these moments that are believable to voters and not just party faithful. I think that to some extent this sort of speaks to a candid, youthful approach to politics that is more, it doesn't achieve it, but it attempts to appease perhaps the youth in the party, or is an attempt to move in that direction. But until you can find a way to keep message discipline in check while still being candid, I think that we're going to see a lot more of this sort of half measure.
For the Conservatives, it may be all about how the message is delivered. For Capital News Online, I'm Davian.